Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Going to be giving you the player ratings for Manchester United's 1-0 defeat to Aston Villa at Old Trafford. So we'll start with David De Gea. I'll give him a 6 out of 10. He made a couple of good saves in the game. He made a good save to deny Ollie Watkins. De Gea couldn't do anything about Aston Villa's winning goal. De Gea made a couple of mistakes in the game. One of them came from a back pass by Harry Maguire, so that could have been costly. De Gea has been in goal for every league game so far this season. This season is De Gea's 11th season at Man United, so he has been a long servant. He's been with us since the Ferguson era. You know, De Gea though has made mistakes in the last couple of years, and obviously he's been criticised for that. A few years ago though, De Gea was regarded as the best goalkeeper in the world, because he has won everything domestically at the football club and he's made over 500 appearances for Man United in all competitions. Obviously, De Gea reclaimed his number one spot. So reflecting on that, Dean Henderson wants a loan move away in January. Now, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Of what I saw, he did well today. He showed good attacking intent, got into good positions, and defensively he was good. It's probably his best game in the league so far this season. This season is Aaron Wan-Bissaka's third full season at Man United. He's one of the best right backs we've had since Gary Neville. We got Bissaka in a deal worth 50 million from Crystal Palace back in the summer of 2019. Don't forget Bissaka can't play against Villarreal on Wednesday in the Champions League because he's suspended because he got sent off in the 2-1 defeat to Young Boys for stamping on Martins. Raphael Varane, going to give him a 7 out of 10. Another good performance. He looked well composed at the back again. Brought the ball out well from the back. And I think he made some good interventions. Varane has enjoyed a very good start to his Manchester United career. We got Varane in a deal worth 41 million. With add-ons included. Man United paid like 34 million up front. And Varane signed a 4-year contract with Man United with an option of a 5th year. Varane got given the number 19 shirt. Varane is regarded as one of the best centre-halves in the world because he's highly experienced and he's got a fantastic pedigree as a player. You know, in his 10 years with Real Madrid, he won a lot of trophies. Harry Maguire, he's going to get a 5 out of 10. Harry Maguire did have some nervy moments in the game. Like I mentioned earlier, played that back pass and that almost troubled De Gea. Maguire though did win some good headers in the game. He also had a very good headed chance that produced a good save from the Aston Villa goalkeeper. Maguire hasn't been great so far this season. He's had his good games at Man United, he's also had his bad games. Maguire also brought Danny Ings down in the game, so he could have gave away a penalty. Maguire went off injured in the second half. We overpaid for Maguire, got him in a deal worth 80 million. He's the most expensive centre-half in the world at the moment and the second most expensive signing at the club behind Paul Pogba. Maguire was a miss towards the end of last season because he got ligament damage in his ankle, don't forget. Luke Shaw, he's going to get a 4 out of 10. Luke Shaw really struggled against Matty Cash. Matty Cash was causing Luke Shaw problems. Think he was at fault for one of Aston Villa's chances as well. Luke Shaw went off injured, didn't he? It's the first time I've said negative stuff about Luke Shaw for a long time, because I think Luke Shaw's done well in most of the games so far this season, apart from this one today, and obviously he was very good last season. Luke Shaw still remains our first choice left back, despite the arrival of Tellez. He's been our first choice left back for a while. And Shaw's had a good career at Man United despite his injuries. Shaw has been with us now for like 7.5 years, so he's remained loyal to the club for a while. Luke Shaw has just under 2 years left on his current contract. Fred, he's going to get 5 out of 10. I thought he looked very poor in possession and his passing was wayward. Fred is not good enough to represent the club and I want us to offload him next year. We overpaid for Fred, got him in a deal worth 50 million from Shakhtar Donetsk. Scott McTominay, also thought he was poor. I'll give him a 5 out of 10. There is United fans coming out saying, why does Solskjaer keep selecting Fred and McTominay in, the centre of midfield? McTominay, he's had his good games at Man United and he's had his poor games. Come back from a groin injury not so long ago. Just after the first lockdown last year, McTominay signed a new 5-year contract with Man United, so reflecting on that, he committed his future to the club. Bruno Fernandes, he's going to get 6 out of 10. Fernandes obviously missed the penalty in the 93rd minute of stoppage time. Fernandes blasted the penalty over the bar, so Fernandes missed out on the opportunity to salvage a point. We got the penalty because of a handball. I don't really understand why Solskjaer let Fernandes take the penalty. I thought Cristiano Ronaldo would have taken it, but I actually thought Fernandes was going to score, because most of the time he scores from penalties. Is this his first penalty miss as a Manchester United player? I think it is. And Fernandes did have a chance, was it in the first half? Put it over the bar. There has been quite a few games where Bruno Fernandes has looked off the pace, but in a lot of his games at Man United he's been consistent. Bruno Fernandes wants to stay at Man United, he's already made that clear. He said the other week Bruno Fernandes is close to signing a new 5-year contract with Man United worth £250,000 a week with the signing of Ronaldo. At the moment, Fernandes has got a contract with Man United till 2025. There's an option of a further year. Bruno Fernandes has been at Manchester United for almost 2 years now. Last season won Player of the Year and he's won Player of the Month quite a few times, reflecting on his good performances. Paul Pogba, he's going to get 6 out of 10. Paul Pogba had some chances in the game. Obviously went wide. I thought also Pogba got in some decent positions. His passing was also good at times. Obviously Paul Pogba was playing on the left hand side, in more of an advanced role. To Pogba's credit, he has enjoyed a good start to this season. He's got 7 assists so far in the Premier League. He produced good performances for Man United in the last couple of months of last season. But at one point last season, he was out with a thigh injury for a while and he sustained some ankle injuries at Man United. I hope Pogba signs a new Man United contract. Pogba's current contract at Man United expires next summer. Before the start of the season, Pogba rejected a new Man United contract. Earlier on this season, he said Pogba's very likely to leave Man United on a free next summer. The other week, Paul Pogba's agent Mino Raiola suggested that Paul Pogba could return to Juventus for Man United on a free next summer. As Mino Raiola mentioned, that Turin is still in Paul Pogba's heart. Juventus have no plans to re-sign Pogba next summer when his contract expires. Pogba did enjoy 4 good years with Juventus before he rejoined Man United. Paul Pogba's brother, Matthias Pogba, said the other week that Paul Pogba has not yet decided on his future and his contract situation is still up in the air. Well, the Daily Express recently said that Man United are reportedly set to make Pogba the highest paid Premier League player of all time by offering a long-term deal which would see him earn around £400,000 a week. Pogba earns around 290 grand a week at the moment. This season is Pogba's 6th season at Man United since he rejoined. He's won 3 trophies at the club so far and we paid 89 million for him. So reflecting on that, is our most expensive signing at the moment. We had Pogba when he was a lot younger under the Ferguson era, but had to let him go due to limited appearances. So yeah, 6 out of 10 for Pogba. Mason Greenwood, I'll give him a 7 out of 10. Greenwood did have some good chances in the game and always looked to threat when he had the ball. Obviously, Greenwood was playing on the right wing. I think Greenwood's enjoyed a good start to the Premier League season. He's scored 3 goals so far in the Premier League. Greenwood's been a revelation since he broke into our senior squad. Greenwood made his senior debut for Man United back in 2019. He's been a United player since the age of 7 and last season Greenwood signed a new 4-year contract. Cristiano Ronaldo, he's going to get a 5 out of 10. For the vast majority of the game, Ronaldo looked isolated. Didn't get on the ball enough. And had to drop deep quite a few times. Don't get me wrong, Ronaldo has done well since he re-signed. Ronaldo has scored 4 goals so far. Obviously, he scored against West Ham last weekend in the league. He scored 1 against Young Boys and he got 2 against Newcastle on his second debut. I'm surprised Ronaldo didn't score today. Prior to this game, Solskjaer said he believes Ronaldo can keep playing for Man United into his 40s. Ronaldo's 36 at the moment. Ronaldo's already hinted that he's looking to stay at Man United beyond his current contract. Ronaldo signed a 2-year contract with Man United with an option of a 3rd year. Ronaldo receives £480,000 a week, so he's the highest earner at Old Trafford, and Ronaldo wears the number 7 shirt, and we got Ronaldo in a deal worth 19.8 million with add-ons included. The other week though, Solskjaer did mention that it's not impossible to leave Ronaldo out of the team. Solskjaer said he doesn't have to play Ronaldo for every match. Ronaldo will obviously play in like the league games and the Champions League games, but he'll be rested in like the Carabao Cup games and maybe the FA Cup games as well. But Ronaldo is the best player in the world. Now obviously we brought substitutions on in the game. Like I said, Diego Dalot came on to replace Shaw. I'll give Dalot a 7 out of 10. I thought he did well when he came on. You know, dealt with Matty Cash better than Luke Shaw did. Dalot also put a good performance out against West Ham in the Carabao Cup. Dalot could be leaving Man United in January. Victor Lindelof came on in the game. He replaced Maguire because Maguire went off injured, like I said. I'll just give Lindelof 6 out of 10. And obviously Cavani came on in the game, and I'll give him a 6 out of 10. So that is your player ratings for my 1-0 defeat to Aston Villa. Well, these questions that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has got to answer reflecting on this loss to Aston Villa. There will be United fans now demanding Ole out. Obviously, there was United fans demanding Ole out after the 1-0 loss to West Ham in the Cup in midweek. Obviously, the other week, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer got heavily criticised in that 2-1 defeat to Young Boys. Even I criticised him because the tactics were wrong and the substitutions were wrong. You know, 2 home defeats in a row for Man United. 0 goals scored, like I mentioned on the match reaction. Aston Villa won for the first time at Old Trafford for 12 years. You know, today we had 28 shots. Against West Ham, we had 27 shots and didn't score 1 goal. But you know what? Today, Aston Villa fully deserved the win. Obviously, that was a very good winning goal by Courtney House, however you pronounce his name. It came from a corner. Douglas Luiz got the assist. Like I said, Ollie Watkins could have scored for Aston Villa because he had a good chance, produced a good save from De Gea. Matt Targett had a good chance in the 6-yard box, put it over the top, and Conte had a good headed chance. I did say, prior to this game that Aston Villa are a well organised team now. Obviously Villa were missing players today. Obviously there was no Trezeguet, he was out with injury. Sanson was out with injury, they brought Sanson in back in January. Davis was out with injury, and Leon Bailey was out with injury, and Villa brought Leon Bailey in from Bayer Leverkusen in the summer transfer window. And Tuan Zebe couldn't play today because it's his parent club. Dean Smith, you've got to give him credit. He's turned Aston Villa around. Dean Smith has been Aston Villa manager now for almost 3 years. Villa appointed Dean Smith in back in October 2018. Before he was at Aston Villa, he managed Walsall, and before he's managed Brentford. Last season we did the double over Aston Villa, beating them 2-1 at Old Trafford, and we came from behind to beat them at Villa Park 3-1. So where do Manchester United go from here? Obviously, next we've got Villarreal in the Champions League. Obviously, our next league game is Everton, and that's not going to be easy against Everton. Yeah, it's our first defeat of the Premier League season, by the way. But I think there's United fans that are demanding Antonio Conte in. I reckon if Conte came to Man United, he'd do a good job and he would suit the strappings of the club, and he'd just get us to that level where we want to be. Well, there were stories coming out the other week saying that Antonio Conte will accept the Man United job if Solskjaer was to be sacked. Conte wants a winning project, so he's rejected Arsenal and he's rejected Tottenham. Conte is available because he left Inter Milan at the end of last season. He's got a good pedigree behind him. Obviously won a lot of trophies in his home nation, and when he was in his first season with Chelsea, he won the Premier League, so he's managed in the Premier League before. I think Solskjaer could be sacked by Christmas. If not then, probably will be sacked at the end of the season. Solskjaer has to win a trophy this season to basically save his job. He's not yet won a trophy as Man United manager. We haven't won a trophy since 2017, and that's nowhere near good enough to our standards. Well, last weekend Solskjaer came out and said we must leave a legacy of silverware. We know Solskjaer's ambition for this season, and that's to win the Premier League. And we're not going to win a title under Ole. We haven't won the Premier League since 2013, which is 8 years ago now. But Ole is now out of excuses. We've got a title-winning squad. And a few weeks ago, Solskjaer told his Man United squad that it's better than the 1999 treble-winning team that Ole was part of. This is Solskjaer's third full season as Man United manager, and I did mention, didn't I, before the start of the season, that this season was always going to be big for Solskjaer because he's got big expectations to exceed. Prior to this game, one report said that Solskjaer's job is safe for now, but future may depend on the Champions League. Our board seemed to have a lot of trust in Solskjaer. Obviously, Solskjaer got good backing in the summer transfer window. The Glazers backed him, John Murtough backed him, and Darren Fletcher backed him. Solskjaer signed a new contract with the club in the summer. It was a 3-year contract with an option of a further year, and like I mentioned, we made a mistake giving him that new contract. Ole's not going to succeed as Man United manager. He's not going to get us to that level where we want to be, because Ole has no proven pedigree as a manager. And his decision making also concerns me, and I just feel as though that the job is too big for Ole. I really, really do. The reason Solskjaer is still Man United manager is because he's a club legend. That's what's basically saved his job. Solskjaer has been in charge of Manchester United now for almost 3 years, and like I've said, he's learned quite a bit on the job. And there's still plenty of things Solskjaer's got to learn because he's still a young coach, and he's gained some managerial experience reflecting how long he's been at the club. Ole got appointed in December 2018 to replace Mourinho. He's been permanent Manchester United manager since March 2019. The reason we gave him the job permanently was reflecting how well he did as the interim manager. We enjoyed a very good summer transfer window this year. We made 4 signings. We brought Tom Heaton in on a free from Villa, brought Sancho in from Dortmund, brought Varane in from Real Madrid, and re-signed Ronaldo after 12 years. We spent around 141 million in the summer transfer window. The only disappointments in the summer transfer window is that we didn't sign a midfielder, and we've got to get a midfielder next year. And we only managed to sell one player in the summer transfer window of this year, and that was Daniel James. Sold him to Leeds for 25 million. The reason we sold him is because we re-signed Ronaldo. Man United are going to sell players next year because, like I've said, there's still players at Man United that are not good enough to represent the club. Well, last weekend it said Solskjaer is willing to sell up to 7 players, including Anthony Martial and Donny van der Beek. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very soon.